Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another week. Thanks for being here. It's always nice to see where people are joining from. Good to have you all here. I see some familiar faces in the chat already and a couple of new ones, which is always nice. Reminder, if you do have a question at any point, start your message with the letter Q and it puts into my little questions column on my screen here. Because after a while, the chat tends to get going and it gets hard to follow. So we will see what happens today. Yeah, Sven, any topics for today? Seems to be a rather slow time news-wise. Yeah, I mean, do we ever really have any plan with the stream? Absolutely not. We chat about whatever you want, answer your questions. We see what kinds of quick little demos we can do with the different streaming devices that we've got here. Today, I did set up the YoloBox Extreme on the table. There's been a couple of firmware updates that I haven't actually checked out yet, so this is running the latest and greatest. I literally just updated it before the show. So we'll see. I haven't even played around with it yet, so we can take a look and see, you know, what's new on here, and if you got any things you want to see on that. Otherwise, yes. Joel joining in after a long time. It's been a couple months. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining again. Andre is here. Quick dinner. Thanks, Andre, for running the trivia during the members only Lego build. Speaking of which, after this stream, in about, we usually go for around 90 minutes or so, but whenever we wrap up, we will switch over to a post-show members-only stream where I will continue to build the Lego Enterprise. Progress last week made some good progress, and now it's looking more and more like a ship. So we'll see what is in bag number 8 this week. So if you want to hang out while we put together the next layer, make sure you are a channel member, and you should see this show auto redirect to the next members show after the stream. Oh yes, this is news. Any plans on how to handle the new face scan plans of Discord? Still the platform to be on. This is very annoying. I agree. So Discord is doing some like age verification thing where it's not entirely clear to me the scope of it. It might be the case that only servers that are like targeted for a certain age range will need to have your, do your age verification, which involves either like taking a photo of yourself or uploading ID. I don't love it. I'm hoping that we will. I'm hoping that we don't fall into that bucket with this Discord and nobody will need to do anything. We'll find out if that does end up being the case and they're like forcing everyone to go through ID verification. We will see what we will do as an alternative, but I do not want to deal with moving all the members Discord off of Discord into something else. So cross your fingers, but stay tuned. I'll make sure to post in there if anything is going to change. So don't worry. Today's trivia will be powered by ChatGPT. Great. Okay, cool. Couple questions coming in. Great. I will. Let's. Mike says if you want to change from Discord to Discourse, use Discourse. Very civilized. So actually, fun fact is before I had members Discord, I did actually have a Discourse forum that I was running with John from Here to Record. And it was an attempt at creating a space that I could use for members eventually once I launched members plan. It was not super successful, didn't quite get the traction on it. I also say Discourse, like a forum, is very, very different kind of medium than a chat. Like Discord, the chat room, is just a very different way of interacting. And I think it's fun having that sort of live chat forum, lowercase forum, venue versus a more forum where there's like a top post and then comments. I do like forums, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a very successful experiment, and I don't know if it would really feel the same if I tried to do that again. The other option, which is more close to Discord, is called Mattermost, and I've used this one before in some other communities. I don't like the name, and their marketing is definitely like they've definitely gone into a certain demographic of target customer. However, it is open source and it looks almost exactly like Slack, and it works very well. I don't know if there's a good and like it has mobile app. Yeah, there we go. There's a nice screenshot. The mobile app looks good. Like it works really well. It's not glitchy. It's not like it's very polished open source. And this would be the closest experience to Discord. The downside is that, of course, it's yet another app and website to go to, whereas Discord, everyone's already in. So anyway, Tom is releasing a Discord shortly. As soon as it's public, I'll share the link. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah. Hopefully, they don't make us verify everybody in the Discord, and we can just stay there because it's fine. Andre says, in my days, we used to do IRC. Some of us still do IRC. There's, I'm active in a couple of pretty active IRC channels still. And one of them is actually local to Portland. It's just a bunch of Portland people who hang out. And it's great. Okay, actual questions coming in. Let's get to some of these. Gwen says, yeah, I used Mattermost a few years ago. It worked fine. Yeah, I agree. It works fine. That's my fine. Matt says, somebody asked how to show comments on the YoloBox if you're connected via RTMP to show comments on the stream. Yeah, so that's one of the things about the YoloBox. So the YoloBox has, and Photo Joseph has been dealing with this too. So he started doing a show where he is streaming from the YoloBox in 4K with the Yolo cameras. I got to actually hang out on one of the streams. I think it was last week, maybe the week before, and the trick though is that with the comments, let's see, I don't even have it turned on here. So if I go to comments there, with the comments tab, the comments only appear here if you are streaming to a connection that is connected through the YouTube like connection. So if you go add a new connection and you add an account here, this is the YouTube account, Facebook account. This is where you like log in through YouTube this way. That's the only way the comments appear. You can also, of course, enter RTMP, SRT credentials details here. I like that they finally actually put it on the screen here, so you don't only have to go through the link. So if you do it this way, then it's not using the YouTube API, so it doesn't have any way to get the comments into the YoloBox. So if you do it this way here, then it will show the comments because it is pulling from the YouTube API. But if you do it through RTMP, it does not, which means your options for showing comments are basically you can't use the built-in comments feature here, and you have to do it some other way. For example, with the web page overlay, which I think I have in here set up. No, I don't, but I can add it really quick. So, oh wait, no, I might have it over here. Yes, I do. Web overlay. So with this, you can use any kind of web graphics in the YoloBox that you would be able to pull in. So, for example, if I show that comment, you can see it popped up in the YoloBox. Now, the font's a little bit different in the YoloBox because it is rendering it with its own built-in browser, which is different than the OBS browser that is showing it on this stream that's on top of the YoloBox, but it still works. And basically whatever web graphics package you want to use, you can just add as an overlay source and then show it here. So you can use my Chrome extension, you can use HDR graphics, whatever you want in order to show comments. So it's not, you're not limited if you're doing it that way. You just don't get the built-in graphics, built-in comments tab on the YoloBox. There's that line of viewers starting from New Zealand across Asia to Europe again. Oh yeah, that's so funny. I wonder what it is about that area, that region. Yep. Okay, other questions. YouTube can translate audio tracks into other languages. Is it possible to upload a video with audio tracks in different languages that I've created myself? Good question. I'm pretty sure that I remember seeing this as a like beta feature that is not generally available to everybody yet. But I believe they're working on it. And let me see if I have it. I don't think I do. But if I go into my YouTube, languages, video language. So here's the auto translations, and this is where it's different. It's basically auto translated and then text to speech in that language. So it's not really mimicking my voice. It's not trying to mimic my voice. But I believe that there is a. I believe that some channels. Yeah, so I don't have it, but I can review or unpublish certain languages And I think some channels now have the option to add their own dialogue language. But the yeah, so I have no idea like what the when that's going to roll out to everybody or if it will, but I think it's like certain channels have it. So you'll just have to wait. Gwen is on top of it. Multi-language audio is currently available to a subset of creators with access to advanced features as we are expanding access gradually. Thanks for confirming. Pieces all the other areas on the map probably ban YouTube. Certainly some of those large areas do, yes. Omer says, do you know how many live streaming can open simultaneously at YouTube? I tried to open 3 streams, but not allowed. Account has all facilities. Oh, like trying to stream 3 simultaneous streams to your one account? Interesting. I've only ever tried 2, I think. Also, fun fact, you can stream the same stream key and go live on 2 different videos with it, which is a weird thing to do, but it actually is really handy for this exact case where I have this show and then I want to make a separate video that's members only and then like seamlessly transition between the 2. So instead of having to send 2 different stream keys, I can just send the same content to both YouTube videos and just end one and go live, or go live first and then end the other one. So weird feature. I don't know if there's a limit though. We could see if YouTube lets me do more than 3 and then see if that's just like maybe a setting that will depend on the account. I can push a stream up from the YoloBox. That would be a way to test it. And I'm sure I have more encoders around here somewhere. Could just do 2 from the YoloBox, different string keys. Sure, let's try that. So if I go, when YouTube sees duplicate keys, it will go by pre-scheduled date order. So that's not entirely true. There's a lot of different factors that will determine what YouTube does with your videos. And if you have auto start on, that might be the case, but I definitely recommend not using auto start as much as possible. And then you can make sure that things are working exactly in the order that you want. So I do not have auto start on these streams, so I will be able to what I end up doing is at the end of the show, I go into here. Actually right now we should see. Yeah. So it says error, but it's not actually going to prevent me from going live. So this members only stream is using the same stream key as the stream that you're watching. Oh, I just realized I have the tiny little preview on my super source here. That's funny. And if I go live, this will go live. And so what I do is at the end, after the credits are running, I will switch. Oh, I'll go over to here, start this one, and then later end the other one so that it redirects. And then viewers who are following will just get auto redirected, and it works well. Oh, good point. The Lo-Fi Girl has 20 parallel streams going. That is a good point. So definitely seems to be an account level setting, but I don't know how you would go about asking to up that limit. Omer says, I tried to open 3 streams at the same time. Each stream was a different language: English, Russian, and Turkish. Yeah, I wonder if I have more than 3 allowed. Let's see. Okay, let's try it. This will be fun. Let's go here. Actually, I guess I have to do this on the computer first. I have to make a couple of streams. So let's schedule a new stream, test stream 2. We're going to make it unlisted. And then we're going to make a third. Okay, so there's, and let's see, what stream key should I use? I don't know if there's already one that's on the YoloBox. And we'll just make a new stream key. YoloBox 1. Okay, and then test stream 3. Also unlisted. Okay, make a new stream key. YoloBox 2. Now I should be able to push videos to these. So let's go into the live console. Here's stream 2. Here's stream 3. Okay, now I have to do the stream key part, so I'm going to not show you that. Oh, that's actually handy. There's just a button here that you can copy it without ever seeing it. So I can just copy that and it puts it into the clipboard without showing it to you, which is great. But I do want to go to the YoloBox and make a new RTMP. Send the link. I'll just do it that way because it's faster to copy and paste on my computer. Okay, this one's going to be test stream 2. Stream 2. Server URL. Stream key. Send. Great. And then should see it pop up here. Where are you? There it is, stream 2. Okay. And we're going to do it again. Send the link. And one more time. Copy the URL, copy the stream key. Send. Okay, stream 2 and 3. Great. So now let's turn those on. Only one platform. Oh, so switch to multi-streaming. Don't know if you can read that. Switch to multi-stream. Turn those two on. And we should be able to push to YouTube now. Streaming options, 4 megabits, great, start, H264. Okay, so over on the computer, we should see this pop up in a minute. And this. Are we getting data? There it goes. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see what happens. Go live. And will it let me go live with 3? It looks like I can go live with 3. So I have 3 streams going on my account right now. Although these are unlisted, not public. I don't know if it makes a difference. So I guess that means it's an arbitrary account setting and there's no way to know if your account has it enabled or not. Sorry. No idea. Does the YoloBox have a web interface like the director mini? No, it does not. So I really wish it did. But it has it has very limited options for external control. Can you handle a stream starting and ending from the YouTube companion module rather than having to interact with the YouTube Studio web UI? Theoretically, yes. I have not had much luck with the companion module for YouTube, unfortunately. I think it's just a matter of getting the... what was it? Oh, yeah. So once I actually got it connected, it like wasn't handling refreshing the active streams on the account very well. So like you couldn't really make buttons that did anything useful. So kind of annoying. Sven says, I didn't quite get the use of sending two streams to the same stream key. Can you elaborate on that? Yeah. So let me show you what I mean by that. So normally what I do for this show, it's been a couple weeks now that I've done this and it's been working well, is after this stream, we will go into a members only stream. Yeah, you can see about 3 lives right now. We will go into a members only stream. Immediately after the show. And what I want to do is, let me go into the 2 tabs. So what I want to do is, here's this show. And we've got, everything's running. I mean, we're on the web presenter stream key, although it's actually not running from the web presenter anymore. I should just rename that. So this stream is using the web presenter stream key. This one is using the web presenter stream key. The reason is because we're all here right now. And then at some point I want to redirect everybody into the members only show. But there's a feature that YouTube has, which is this auto redirect. So if you go edit your video, where is it? Customization, I think. Yeah. So here it will, you can, when you make a YouTube stream, you can say, redirect your viewers after this ends. So basically when I click the end button on YouTube, then anybody who still has the page open will get redirected here automatically, which is different than like autoplay the next suggested video, right? So it's like very explicitly redirect everybody over here, which means when I click that, I want this to be already live so that when people get redirected, they're on a live video, not on the like waiting screen. Because YouTube is also really bad about refreshing the player when the stream starts. So you could be sitting on the page that says like waiting for the stream to start, and the stream could be live and your browser just hasn't caught up yet. And if you hit refresh, it'll work, right? And that's not good. So I want this to be already live by the time I click end stream. So that's where this comes in, right? So I'm going to click that, and then it's going to prompt. I think I can click it without ending the stream. Yeah. So it prompts, your stream will stop immediately and anybody who's watching will be sent here. Which means I need this to now be live. So I will go over here and click go live with the same stream key. And what I do is I have the end screen, which is the logo, right? I have my full screen title card, and at the very end of the stream, this is what you'll see is this end screen. So I wait till that's on air, and then I click go live on the members stream. That way it's showing the logo. Then I go back here and I click end, and this will send everybody over there. And then I start the countdown again. So I could do it with 2 separate streams, right? I could have 2 separate encoders and maybe send 2 actual different video streams, which would probably be like smarter because I wouldn't have to, I could start the countdown basically. The limit of doing this way is I'm sending the same video. So if the countdown's running, I don't want the countdown to start on the public stream. So if I had 2 separate encoders, I could start the countdown first and do it properly, but I didn't want to deal with that. This seemed easier. So it works. Make sure I don't click end on that. There we go. Got it. Not sending 2 data streams with the same stream key, but setting up 2 different stream endpoints on YouTube with the same stream key. Exactly. Yes. If the companion YouTube module doesn't work, try to disable and re-enable the connection. I mean, let me see what state mine's in right now. Let's see, it has an exclamation point. So the other problem is that the credentials expire pretty often. So I have to like re-log in. I think it's because it's not getting a refresh token. Let's see, is that true? Oh, it did get a refresh token, but Companion isn't using it for some reason. So if I blank it out, now it's asking me to log in. I will go log in, choose my channel. This is my own app that I had to create in the Google console too, which is very annoying. YouTube stats, great. Got the authorization code, got the token. Unfortunately, the companion module shows you the access token in the web UI, so I can't, and all the credentials, so I can't show that screen. Okay, so it is connected. So now let me show you the weird stuff. Do I have a, yeah. So I have a page here that's supposed to do, there's an action in the companion that says reload everything from YouTube, right? So you think like, cool, okay, let's do that. So what's this? Feedback. Let's see what I can do. YouTube. So I don't want to accidentally click something. Actually, yeah, let me test. I can probably test it with the ones that are the other ones that are active, right? Because I've got the YoloBox stream going still. So there should be, yeah, see, it's just broken. I should theoretically be able to make a button that will end the any of the three streams that are active. However, it's only showing me one active stream. So why? I don't know. I'm sure it'll work if I click this, but that's not good. I guess I could find the broadcast ID in the API and paste it in there, but that's also silly, right? That's not practical. So I don't know why only one is showing up. So I've just given up on it and decided not to bother. Also, it's not like that actually saves me much time because there's no way to, like, I'll have to go and select the streams manually to make the buttons work anyway. What else is there? YouTube. Add chapter, time code to description. Now, none of them are even showing up. Unfinished planned 0. I don't know what that means, but there should be 3 live broadcasts showing up here. So how many unfinished planned broadcasts store into unfinished variables increase it? We can try that. Are we going to fix this? Well, I don't want to show you the... Okay, well, this is something. It is only fetching 1. So let's at least change that to 5 and see what happens. Interval between refreshments of broadcast statuses and stream health, 60 seconds. Okay, how many unfinished planned broadcasts store into unfinished variables? It's set to 3 right now, so that's not unfinished and planned. So it should be giving me more than the 1 there already. But let's see what happens if fetching 5 changes it. Save. Wait for the check mark. Okay. So let's go back here. YouTube, finish broadcast. Well, that's progress. At least. Well, it's still being weird because at least it's showing me. This must be the one that's from last week. This is better. This is better. We're getting there. I still don't know what. Oh, now there are 3 in this list. Don't know why there weren't before. So if I wanted to automate this for the members stream, I could make a button that ends Should be able to start a stream too, right? So let's see what this would look like. Start members stream. The other problem is I just don't trust it without being able to confirm any of this. So let's delete that. Is there a start? There's a go live, and we can go live there. If I name my streams differently, I'll be able to tell which one's which. I'm going to assume that these are in order. So let's start that. And then this would be end main stream. Finish broadcast there. So now I really don't want to accidentally click that because it'll mess everything up. So theoretically, I should be able to use these buttons to do the show automation, but I'll try it. I'll try it at the end of the show. Let's see what is going on in the presets. Start broadcast. So it found the 5 and made presets for them. Toggle broadcast. That's interesting. Unfinished. Unfinished. Live. Okay, what do these presets do? They just have feedback. Ready, testing, live. And no actions on those. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. It's like... Okay, I'm trying to think if there's a way to use the... I use the unfinished 0 to start my stream every time. Okay, that's what I was just thinking. So if I clean up my YouTube... my YouTube... Which one is... This is 0, right? Nope, that's hard-coded. I'm not sure this is actually going to save any time. Unfinished broadcast. Okay. Stream 0. Why is that one yellow? That must be because that's the members stream, which is ready. What's this one? Unfinished state 0. Unfinished health 0. I don't know why that's yellow. Okay. Instead of good. Why is it okay instead of good? Is it saying anything? Ah, because it thinks we have a low bit rate. And then this is feedback that it's live. Okay. Okay, I'll try this. I'll try it with the unfinished 0. Maybe I'll put this on my main page that I start the stream from. These music buttons stopped working a long time ago. Let's get rid of these. So let's make this one be the... Was there an action on that? No. That's just feedback on the unfinished. And then we'll make the stream health over here. And then theoretically, the problem is I don't know which one's going to be in 0 and which one's going to be in 1. But theoretically, if I have a oh, and it even has a view count. The viewer count is cute. Okay. Theoretically, I should be able to make a button here, which is start members stream with a go live on number 1. But let's see if I can use the variable to confirm. And then we're going to have to end my test streams in order to do this. Goodbye, background music. I need to change how that works anyway. Start unfinished 1, and then I should be able to make one that is end unfinished 0, which will be the current one, which is working. Really just have to not accidentally click these. We're going to try it. Okay. I wish there was a better way to do short names for these. So let me clean up my YouTube because I have too many things going. So we're going to end test stream 2. Let's test it over here and see if this actually works. And test stream 2. And that worked. Okay. We'll get rid of end testing stream 3. And then just get rid of all these buttons. I don't know what this. Don't want to accidentally click something here. Okay. This one I want to copy over to here, reload, and this should theoretically okay, so that worked. So stream unfinished 1 is now showing members only. I think I have one more loose end in my YouTube dashboard that I need to get rid of. Yeah, I need to get rid of this. I don't know what this is from. Stream 2, delete forever. July 20th. It's been hanging around since July 20th. That's too long. Okay. Now that I have a clean account, I don't know how it's picking the order, hopefully by date. And now we'll give us a try. We'll try. If this works, I'll be happy because then I can do things like make my viewer count in the screen somewhere or whatever. Set it to long press to end. Not a bad idea. Let's see. I forgot how to do that. Short release after. There we go. This is a nice new feature of the new companion is the duration groups. Can you change the duration? You can, yeah. So let's make it 2 seconds to end, 2 seconds to start. All right. We will test that for reals later. That was fun. Fun little diversion. IT Never Gets Old says, I asked this question as an offshoot if what Aaron is doing because my manual coding against the YouTube API has been very frustrating. That also describes my coding against the YouTube API. Cool. Well, thanks for the tip. I'm using it to find our live stream viewers. We will see how that goes. It would be nice if I didn't have to log into the companion module all the time, though. All right, back to the chat. Mark says, "Who's going to NAB, and are there any good parties, meetups, and how do you get invited?" Great question. I don't like the giant party, the B&H one that you have to like get a wristband for. It's just too much of a giant thing for me, so I don't go to that one. There are some like smaller parties that some of the brands organize, and I don't know how to get invited to those. I've usually just found either like chatting with someone at a booth that they mention it, or I get dragged there by someone else who's already going. I'm only going to be there one Sunday night. So I don't know if that's going to be, because it can be anything that night, unfortunately. But we're at least going to try to organize a little meetup for YouTube people who are part of my channel. Here to Record, John's Here to Record channel. There's a thread going on his Discord about organizing a meetup. So we'll try to do something. Probably early evening. That's what's usually worked best, is like right after the show closes, but not so late in the evening. Probably if I'm going, it's going to be Sunday night. So that's what I will be pushing for. John says, what's the difference between the HyperDeck software and the Blackmagic Video Assist? Do I need both? HyperDeck software? Do you mean like the HyperDeck itself? The big difference is the Video Assist has the giant screen, right? Is that I'm forgetting the names of their products now. Disc recorders. Do they even have it on there? No, they put it in a different category. The Video Assist is a recorder and playback device also, but they have a giant screen and many more features for like monitoring, doing color monitoring and stuff, focus peaking. But the biggest difference is that these don't have a network connection, so there's no automation for these. Whereas the disc recorders, these are network connected and they are meant to be automated and part of a show. So you can you can make a companion button that triggers all your HyperDecks to record, or you can tie it to your ATEM and do auto playback when one of the the HyperDeck is on air and things like that. So that's the biggest difference. You definitely don't need both. You probably need a particular one depending on what you're trying to do. Pete says, my old company used to have drinks at 6 p.m. after NAB closed. Oh, that's smart. I can't believe you forgot the name of a Blackmagic product. Their names are so intuitive. Yeah. The Video Assist has the USB webcam out capability. So do the new HyperDecks, though. So they're very similar between the two. Matt will be there, arriving Sunday, leaving Tuesday. Cool. I'm only going to be there Sunday and Monday. Because there are too many meetings on Tuesday. All right, let me scroll back to the chat. Marine says, recording chain, 3 Blackmagic Studio HD plus recording in sync with timecode. They go timecode out into the mix pre 3. Screens going out on the mix pre. Do any other recorders take timecode? Oh, interesting. I don't know. I haven't played around too much with timecode. Sorry. I'm sure there's other recorders that take timecode in, though. Do you mean like the screen on the mix pre is just breaking? Is that what you mean by going out? Maybe try to get it repaired, because that thing is expensive. I feel like they would want to make it last longer. Pete says, I made the transition over from OBS to an ATEM 2ME 4K. That's a big transition. Awesome. Trying to create layouts with pixel accurate placement. However, in the ATEM software controlled DVE, key positions are arbitrary units. Yeah. Is there a way to place and size elements with exact pixel coordinates? Feels like guesswork. So, yeah, it is very annoying that the units in the ATEM are not pixels. I agree. They are seemingly arbitrary units. They are. It does make you can do the math, because it's not like. It's at least consistent. You can do the math. I think it's... Let's do this with box 3, because that's that tiny one. So if we make the size full screen and then go 0, 0, 0 is the center. So it's the center of the box is the coordinate that you're putting here. And if we look at where it goes when we say 1, shifts it over. If we say 8, that's 25%. So 16 is half, which means 32 is all the way over, because if I scoot it back, you'll see it coming in from the right. So 32 units wide. And I think it's 16, 17, 18 tall, or rather twice that. So it's 64 wide, 32 tall. So you could do the math to get your pixel accurate dimensions. The other way to do it is using not this to do your layouts. So you can use, aren't they percentages? Nope. That would mean they would go to 100. But yeah, it's just like it's a grid that they've just created. I should draw it out sometime and actually like look at what the whole grid looks like. But the other way to do it is this software from John. I don't think this does. I think this just matches the Blackmagic units, but at least. No, this one does. This one does do pixels. Yeah. So you can see as you type in a pixel value, it's showing you with the Blackmagic unit down here. So if I say 960, that's unit 24. 1920 is 64. Yeah, so this is showing me 64 wide and 36 tall. So you could use this tool, which then lets you actually enter coordinates in pixels. I'll drop a link to that. There's a desktop app version of it too, which can also talk to your ATEM. Gwen says, one piece of recent news, Zoom will be adding support for 1080-60 next month, paid upgrade. Office Hours had Andy on as a guest to talk about it a few days ago. That's right. I heard about that too. He told me about that. Yeah, I want to dive into that a bit more and test it out. So we'll see when that makes sense for me to do. John is a man. He really spends time on these. It's true. He has a lot of really good tools. Jonathan says, have you seen the YoloBox Pro stop taking a charge? I haven't used it for a few years. It's not buckled like the battery is full. I'm using a 5-volt, 3-amp, 20-watt with good Apple USB cord. Yeah, unfortunately, if you don't keep your batteries... You're supposed to store lithium batteries at like 80% charged. Because if you store them at 0% too long, they will not be able to be charged again. So unfortunately, that's probably what happened. And the other annoying thing is that the YoloBox is particularly bad at this. It likes to like turn itself on randomly, so it's hard to get it to actually shut down fully and stay off, which means keeping it at 80% is kind of hard. I really wish they had a user replaceable battery. I mean, oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. At least they would duplicate now. I really wish they had a user replaceable battery where it was easier, but you should be able to at least get a new battery for it and swap it out yourself. You'll have made a video about that, about replacing the battery. I didn't see that one. That would be useful. What paid levels will get the 1080-60 on Zoom? I don't know if it's going to map to one of the existing levels or be like a separate add-on, but I will try to find out. Joel says, how can I do Telestration in OBS? vMix already has a solution. Not sure about OBS. Any tips? Is there? I've never looked for anything built in on OBS because I usually tried to do this with other things, not OBS. But there's a handful of tools for this. One of them is this other very handy app, not made by John, for iPad, which is called which is called Live App, which is very hard to search for. So I will drop a link to it in the chat. But it has the feature built in. So if you go to the overlay or draw page, then this works just like you'd expect. Gives you a canvas to draw on. But I need to, something's wrong with my key. This is actually connected into my ATEM, and it is taking over. So something is wrong with the upstream key 1. Let's do this. Oh, I've got box 3 in my super source left over. Let's get rid of that. So if I do that, then where are you? Luma key. Okay, now should be able to get the key working. What's going on? Normally this is easier. What is wrong? No mask. No pre-multiplied. Fill key. Is it just not? Oh, the iPad is just not outputting the graphics onto my screen or into my ATEM. What's going on? Let's just try disconnecting the little dongle and reconnecting it again. Sometimes that works. I should be seeing this on that box, and I'm not seeing it. That's the weird thing. Normally that just works. Let's see. Does this? No. None of that is working. I bet it's the dongle. Okay, now I see that there it goes. Draw. So now if I do pre-multiply, it'll kind of look a little better. That's what I wanted to do. So basically this is outputting, you can see it here, right? It's just outputting whatever I've drawn on the iPad into over HDMI, then you can capture that somehow. So you could do that with OBS by doing bringing it in through a capture card, or any other thing. Apple and HDMI painful, yes. For some reason, the dongle just gets disconnected often. Let's see now. Oh yeah, then the other thing here, which I don't have a capture card in here, but the other nice thing about this is if you do have a capture card connected to your iPad, you can capture. Oh, this should do it from the ATEM actually. This is going to pull a frame from the ATEM, and now I can see what I'm drawing on, so I can actually line it up. It's confusing looking at itself. If I capture this, for example, okay, then, yeah. So now I can see what I'm drawing on, and I can like show that everybody is in a line, and it lines up with the screen. John is working on expanding the Telestration features in HDR graphics. That's right. I saw a mention of that in his Discord. Oh, YoloLive has videos about maintaining battery health. Okay. What are you doing since I'm out? Have a good stream. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks. Well, thanks for joining for a little bit. YoloBox live stream experiment. Have Extreme as a streamer. Add remote guest. Add another YoloBox in the field. Add PC connected in the studio. Mirroring Facebook live stream. Latency. Whoa, that's a lot. YoloBox live streaming. Okay, so you're streaming from the Extreme. Then you have a remote guest. Okay. So invite guests. Where did that go? Invite guests. Oh, I have to click done. There it is. Add a PC mirroring the Facebook live stream. Ooh, Facebook. That's going to be some serious latency. I would not recommend mirroring, like having the live stream up as a confidence monitor. It's just too delayed. Even if it's only a couple of seconds, which is about the best you can do, that's just going to feel too delayed. Gwen says I had a few camera batteries set at 0% for years during COVID. For whatever reason, Canon branded batteries were able to take a charge, but third-party ones didn't. Battery science is very weird. That's all I will say. Did I miss anything in the chat? Don't forget to delete your test streams. Yes. Oh, I missed this one. Got an OC Go Stream Deck. Is it possible to make a different supersource looks and record and trigger them using the macro keys? I think so. Should we try it? I don't have that one turned on right now, but we should be able to. Actually, no, I do have it turned on because I was testing out H2R graphics in the Go stream. So we should be able to go pop over here and then open up. What was I doing? Go stream 8 ISO. Okay, so this is why I had that little mini version of it up. Let's bring that back. Box 3 is the Go stream, and then let's shrink it down and move it back. So, macros. I want to see if it's possible with macros, but then I'm going to show you the other way that I would actually recommend doing it, which is with Companion. But I am curious to see if it works with macros. So let's go to, right, they call it multi-source. So you've got all these different presets. So let's go and do this. And then let's actually bring that on air. Great. Okay, so you can see it in the little thumbnail there. And the question is, can we make a macro that will set the sources and everything? Otherwise, if not, we will do this with Companion. So there is a macros section here, and I don't have any yet saved. So let's actually, I haven't done this before. So let's say layout 1. if this works like the ATEM, which I assume it does, then you'll need to click every setting that you want recorded into the macro. So I would click, let's click this. I'm not going to click templates, but I am going to go through each of the windows and click these. So turn it on and off, choose input 1, go here. This is what you used to do. That's what I used to do all the time in the ATEM. Okay, click enter on all of those. Window 2, turn it on and off. I don't know why the scrolling is being weird. Source input 2, and then enter, and then I think 3 and 4 are off. So I just need to confirm that they're off. Yep. Okay, then we're gonna be done with that. So let's at least test by changing the super source to something else. And let's change the inputs. And then test if clicking the macro restores it. But like I said, I'm going to show you the way I would actually recommend doing this in a minute. Okay, so now if I click play, does it restore? It did not. It looks like it only restored the background image. Okay, that didn't work. So no, I don't know why that didn't work, but here's what I would recommend instead. We can still use the layouts. We can still use, we can start with the preset. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. And let's get something better in the background. I need to, promise I don't have any of my graphics on this for some reason. I thought they were on the SD card. That's weird. That's in the Go stream. There is an SD card there. I don't know why. Well, I can just upload one. That's fine. Somewhere in here I have my branding folder. Okay, so here's my channel art and show my background color in here somewhere. RGB background, there it is. So let's use that as the super source background. That looks better. Great. So next, I'm going to go over to Companion. So this is how I actually recommend doing it. Let's make sure I'm connected. Go stream deck. Yeah, I guess that'll work. I'm assuming that's the right one. Is there a way to find the IP address here? I think that's the right one. So once it's connected, then let's go to here and make a button. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say layout 1, go stream, and then we're going to go find super source set. Is there a set everything, or is it just each one of these? It looks like, yeah, we're going to have to do it for a bunch of these. So super source enable on go stream super source set super source 1 input 1. But hey, where's the learn button? Normally there's a learn button. Interesting. I thought that was part of Companion, not part of the module. Well, that's annoying. We're going to have to build it here. I was hoping to be able to just click learn, because what you can do with the ATEM is do all your settings in the ATEM software control, click learn values, and it'll pull it all into Companion. So instead, we're going to have to build it here from scratch. So super source, source 1, input 1. Sure, at least we can duplicate it. Source 2, input 2. Background is still 1. And now if we click that, it should set everything in the super source. There should be 4 though. I wonder if this module is out of date. This is not working as well as I wanted it to, as for a demo. This is what happens when you do unplanned demos. Now that is the latest. I think the module doesn't know about the GoStream 8 yet. And so it doesn't know that there's more sources possible, more windows in the super source, and about the 8 inputs. Darn. I don't see any updates for that. So this might work better if I was using a smaller GoStream that this module actually supports. Anyway, I can't do a proper demo, but you get the idea. Basically, if you use this to create your layouts, then like you can see how there's like border properties and border widths and super source style, which is the different. Yeah, this is definitely the smaller GoStreams. Basically, oh, did they? I see a comment in the chat. They changed it in an update. Okay. Look at that. There is an update. Let's do that instead. And let's replace it. So let's get rid of that one. And then connect to that. And this one knows about the 8 ISO. Okay, great. This is better. Let's see if this works better. Get rid of all these. GoStream series. Okay. Multi-source. There we go. Set window properties. Still no learn button. I want a learn button, but this is what I was looking for. So now you can say window 1 is on. That's the source. Here's the position. Here's the crop, etc., etc. So you have to build it from here instead of using the learn button, which would be more convenient. But you can see that actually did move the window in the little preview down there. So we probably want it to be lower, but at least now you can like, it's too much. It's going to take some fiddling to get this to work right. But basically do it in Companion, and then you can make multiple buttons for all the different layouts, that's what I do for my stream. Essentially, if you look at this is with the ATEM, of course, but same concept. I have these presets that set the all the properties of the super source based on these different layouts. So here's the computer and the camera, here's the Apple TV, here's the different inputs, so I can quickly swap my super source into different layouts with companion buttons. So that's going to give you a lot more flexibility than trying to do it with macros anyway. Plus, you should be using companion for other reasons. So it's a good thing to get set up with. Which is weirder, the battery science or the YouTube API? The module has to add code to be able to use the learn feature. They should do that because that is very, very handy. For YouTube live streams, is there a rule of thumb in broadcast for total video sources? Having the extreme with 8 inputs, what would be the broadcast standard for sports like the Olympics? Ooh, interesting question. I don't know. Oh, speaking of this, I was just thinking about this because Photo Joseph, I was watching his stream last week, and I thought he had a pretty cool layout that he has a camera that's like, it's kind of like this, but it's, well, no, it's not like this, but it's same idea where you can see everything on the desk. His is like way farther up high, and it's like a view of the back of his head. And anyway, it's fun to see like, what the person is using, what's on the desk in front of them and stuff. But he didn't just have that; he had it in a nice layout built with the YoloBox. And I was thinking, is that something I should do here instead? What's the learn feature? Can you show us a demo? Yes, I can show a demo of doing exactly what I'm about to describe, actually. So, for example, let's build a layout so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's take SuperSource 2, which is, I have a preset, which I've already built, which is this. But let's change this to show you what I'm talking about. So let me first switch this to my computer screen so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to build a layout that's like the kind of thing that he has on his stream that I'm curious to see if it would work well here, or if you would like it for this stream. Basically, it's a view of, it would be like the new like default view instead of just my big face. So I'll keep the computer screen on here so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to also start adding boxes. So we're going to add box 3. Not the overhead. Let's use the wall cam, and then let's make it smaller. So like 0.25. Oops, that was the position. Really, I should probably actually just do this in Mix Effect because that's even faster. So let's do that. Super source 2, great. So box 3, I need to get that out of the way. There's box 3, box 2. So with 3, I can say, what was that? Something just made a chirp. I don't know what device that was. Weird. So let's make this like, so the idea would be to show one of me, a wide shot, and like the device that I'm using. So I guess the overhead camera would be the other one. I'm going to put temporarily, I'm going to put my computer screen in box 4 because I want to actually use, there's my computer screen in box 4. I actually want to use box 2 for the overhead. So box 2 will change to, and this is actually why it would be useful for you to see the overhead camera so you can see what I'm doing. Overhead camera, there we go. So I'm doing this all on the, on Mix Effect. So box 2, let's shrink it, it's a little bit big. Maybe I actually want to crop this to make it not quite as wide. So let's go like, yeah, 3.5. Position. Okay. I'm getting to your question, I promise. I just need to do this part first. So if we do this, then I would have box 1 is my camera. So let's scoot that up. And I guess we're going to not crop it anymore. And scoot it there. Trying to line it up with that one. Okay. And then box 3 is this shot from the wall. And I want this one to be a little bit, I am going to crop this one a little bit. Like that. Like that. Okay, and now I can, now I didn't need my computer screen at all because I wasn't even using the computer. Anyway, this. So I've got a layout, right? It's not perfect, but it's something. The learn button is what I'm going to show you now because this is going to let me save this. So if I go over to companion, right now this is just like in the ATEM, in the super source, and I can switch to it because it's set as super source, so I can go between this and super source 2. However, this is not saved anywhere yet. So this is super source 1. Thankfully, mine has 2 super sources. I don't have to erase that. But this is what the learn feature does. Let's see. I haven't used that one in a while. Let's do that over. We're going to copy one of these and call it super source 2, 3 up. So there's a button here called learn values. And basically what this does is for this connection, for this super source, for this box, I can click learn, and whatever the current settings are in the ATEM, it's going to copy into here. So that changed all the crop values, the source, etc., the on air. So let's do the same thing for super source box 2, learn values, that all adjusted. Same thing for super source 3, learn values. Oops, this is just set box enabled, so I need to get rid of that. We're not using box 4, so I can leave that. So I'm going to copy, change box properties, but make it box 3, and then click learn values, and boom. So now I can go to my companion buttons and, well, let's put super source 2 on air. And now when I push a different button that has a different preset, like that one, that actually is changing super source 2. That's changing super source 2, and now here's my layout I just saved. So it's a much faster way to because I can actually create the layouts in Mixeffect, which gives you a lot more tools because you can, it's just faster to do it here compared to the ATEM software, and you can drag things around. Then now it's saved in the companion button. You could demo how easy it is to save in Mixeffect as well. True. So in Mixeffect, it also lets you save these layouts. So in here, I can go and I think it's just this plus. So I click that. Here's create new super source layout. We'll call it 3. Oops. 3 up. And there it is. And now it's saved. So now I can, well, Mixeffect is cool because I can change the layouts and it animates between them too. But the one thing about Mixeffect that's different is that this is changing the layout, not the inputs. So like this is box 1 and 3, but it didn't change what camera was in that box. So it's not exactly the same as Companion. Companion's more like truly saving it. Makes it much less frustrating to make a recallable custom layout, visualizing it as you go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks for joining as a member. My little chat thing isn't showing it right, but you just joined as a mini supporter. Thanks. Make sure you stick around for the post show shortly. Gwen says, when I want a precise layout, I sometimes create it in Photoshop, import it into the media pool, and use it as a guide to place boxes. That's also a great idea. Especially if you were trying to put borders on top of these, which would be fun, right? So let's see. I can do that here. So I wanted to decorate this a little bit more instead of just like having the videos on top of the background. If I want to put something over the videos, which is a nice effect in SuperSource, If I go over to the media pool and click, well, I'm gonna have to do this without it being live, but there's this capture still button. So I'm gonna go back to SuperSource 2. I'm gonna click capture still, and then it should dump a video into the... What? Capture still. Weird. That just showed it captured the wrong thing. What did I must have had something else clicked. But now you can see it captured that. So if I save this, I can save Constellation. I can save only the media pool. Unfortunately, there's no way to save a single, and you can't like drag these out. Well, at least I don't think you can. No. There's no way to like extract a single one, but if you save the media pool, then go into, where did I save it? Go into your folder that you saved it into, and in the ATEM media pool, this is a giant mess because I've got tons of stuff that I've saved, but here is capture 59, which is that file. Oh, great, great capture there. So now I can go into Photoshop and if I wanted to change the layout, of course I can like, move things around, but let's just make a nice little border for this. So let's go make a new layer on top, and then let's go and do, let's see, what would be a nice border. So let's start with borders around the boxes. Let's go maybe not. I'm trying to do something that's going to be like something that actually shows that it's not just well, it can be hard to get your graphics and SuperSource things to line up pixel perfect anyway. But what I actually want to do is show is make something that would be impossible to do as a background layer. So like technically this I can do with the background layer if I get the overlay just right. But what wouldn't be possible as a background layer is if the border is not a straight line and like overlaps and goes on top of the video somehow. I feel like I want like a, is there just like, what's the laziest way I can do this? Maybe I can use the Photoshop's AI tools to do something. Let's try it. Let's do, oops, that was just a box I meant to select. Can I just say like, generative fill? Let's try it. Okay. Generate a decorative Art Deco style border around this image. The border should look good on top of the colorful background. It should be monochrome, and let's see if this works at all. Okay. Kind of worked. What's on that layer? Is it? It is that. So actually I want somehow to create this isn't quite what I had in mind. I need I just need like, there used to be little decorative thingies in this all the time. I want like, not a custom shape. There's like line styles. Where is that? Arrowheads? No. Stroke? No. Maybe I'm using the wrong tool. Maybe it's Illustrator that I want. Um, get out. Get out. Okay. New file. Maybe some frames and custom shapes. True. Is that what it is? Oh my god, this is wild animals, leaf trees. Okay, we can do trees. We can do flowers. This will work. This will get the point across. This is good enough. Let's just grab a flower. Okay, how do I do it now? There. Oh my god, what is going on? That flower is too much. There we go. The point is that if I do something like this, it's beautiful. Good enough. This is impossible to do by placing video on top of a background. Let's do a few more of those. This is good enough. This does not need to look great. Leaf trees. Let's put a big tree over here. Okay. Ah. Great. And then I do want a same rectangle that's on this one over the other one. Okay. Oh, the other thing you could do, I guess, is slight angles, which could look kind of cool. Don't ask AI to frame it with holly. It may not be the plant. It may be the person. Oh no! Oh no! So what if I do? This layout hurts my soul. I didn't say it was going to be good. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So slight tweak. I feel like maybe with a little bit more exaggerated. Oh, feathered also. Yeah, there we go. Just to really sell it. Okay. Oh my god, this is terrible. This does hurt my soul. But this is going to work now. So now that you've got your beautiful, beautiful overlay ready, we can turn off the background. And this is now something that we can slap on top of the super source. Why was I showing this? I don't even remember what I was doing anymore. Do I still have the Blackmagic? No, that's different. Actually, that might work. Got to get the transparency just right. Yeah, the feather. I know it's probably going to break everything. Let's try this as... Let's try this. Oh, that's exporting to the actual Blackmagic device. I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Okay, save as. Save a copy in... Let's do, what is the right format? I think it's... I think TIFF works. Nope, I need alpha channel. Why can't I... Let's try that. I think that one works. Now if I bring it into the ATEM, let's get rid of the capture. Cross your fingers. Why is it not going? Is it actually going? No, it's not. No, it's not loaded in. What's going on? Try. I think ping is going to not work with the transparency. I don't understand why the alpha channel checkbox is not showing up. Oh no. What have I done? Something's wrong. Let's quit that and start over. You need to make it save a copy and then select target. That's what I tried. Okay, nothing is in those. Let's try this again. Save a copy. Yeah. That looks right. Okay, replace. Great. 24 bits per pixel. Sure. I should be able to drag that in here. I don't know why it's not loading. Oh. Have to add alpha in Photoshop. It should always have a Photoshop, alpha channel in Photoshop. Image. Because that's what the little checkerboard means. Because my background is, yeah. What is going on? Save a copy. That's very weird. Man, today's demos have not been going well. You need to make the alpha channel in Photoshop. No, you don't. Photoshop just has a alpha channel on the, like, it's just transparent in the background. Is there like some sort of, so if you do like, you can have a Photoshop file with no alpha channel, but that's when like the background layer is not, is like locked and has graphics on it. But where's the like image mode? There we go. Yeah, RGB. Oh, maybe this is the problem. Let's try that. Now it's not even letting me show. Direct export from Photoshop to ATEM works best. It's true. For some reason, mine is not installed because Photoshop updated itself. And I haven't reinstalled the ATEM software control, which is the very fun thing. Okay, so we're gonna have to do it this way. Quit Photoshop. Then we go back and quit ATEM software control. We're going to reinstall ATEM software control. And that should reinstall the Photoshop plugin because the new Photoshop is like, oh, it's 2026. That means it's time for a new download of Photoshop. Great. Okay. We're going to go and download ATEM software. ATEM switchers 10.2.1. Sure. Download. Yeah, file export switcher ATEM switcher media pool. So I don't have that right now because Photoshop reinstalled itself, and when Photoshop reinstalls, the plugin is not in the new Photoshop, so I have to reinstall the ATEM switchers software, which will then install the plugin into the new Photoshop, which is so stupid. But yes, we will do this. And then a lot of this derives from the Chinese influencer live video sales channels. True. Should be embossed too. Oh my god. Gwen also lost the plot. Okay, while this is downloading, I think what I was trying to do... Oh, now my ATEM software is closed. I think what I was trying to do was make the point that... Oh, it was because Gwen suggested creating your layout in Photoshop first and then lining up your graphics on top of that. And I was like, that's a great idea. But also, if you are creating your SuperSource graphics and layout in Photoshop, you can create an overlay that lines up perfectly with your video sources, so you can put them on top. That requires a black background first, then you remove the channel and special fill with white, and then finally select all colors. I do this all the time. I just make a file with transparency in Photoshop and export graphics all the time. I don't know what that is about. While it's downloading, uninstall old ATEM software. That's only on Windows. You don't need to on Mac. It'll install over itself just fine. There were reports about in the H2R ATEM Discord about problems loading images recently. Oh, really? Well, maybe that is a good reason to... what is going on? I just realized you have not been seeing my computer screen this whole time because oh no. Have I been streaming the wrong thing the entire show? I think I have. What have you been seeing on the stream? I think you've been seeing the wrong thing the entire show. Because I'm looking at my ATEM that's streaming and it's showing me camera 2 is live, not camera 1. And so you're not seeing what I'm supposed to be showing you. You can see it in the tiny version here. Camera 2. And I think you've been seeing that the whole time. Have you not been seeing when I switch camera angles? You should, but you're seeing the triple layout right now, not my full screen, because that ATEM is showing you input 2. You're supposed to be seeing this feed, which is input 1 on that ATEM. Now, we saw what you were doing in Photoshop. Okay, good. When did it change? What? I'm very confused when that changed and why. Anyway, this is done. When do I have a button somewhere else that would have changed what that ATEM is showing? Airport Stream says, I didn't see anything because I was so late. We'll go watch after Lego. I'm very confused about what just happened. This is why I have a confidence monitor straight ahead that I look at. And I didn't notice anything was wrong before. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Very, very confusing. Bowls promo. Can you show me how to shortcut the export from Photoshop, please? Maybe 2 different ways. Yeah, so I'm trying. I just need to reinstall my ATEM software so that it reinstalls the plugin. I hate that Adobe changes app names each year. Messes up plugins and the Mac dock. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just update it in place. Adam says it was about 20 seconds. Okay, well that's fine. But why? Wait. Something just changed on that ATEM again. And it wasn't me doing it. The preview just changed on that. I just saw the preview switched over to camera 1 also. Who is on my network? And my TV went black. What the heck? There's ghosts today. Ghosts in the studio. Okay, we're back to here. Now, if I launch ATEM software control, what is going on? What would be changing that? That's not me. Is it? Is someone you're controlling your ATEM remotely? Yeah, that's what it feels like. There are some things in here that would change that would control the ATEM remotely, like mix effect or live app or companion. Do I have scheduled companion actions? Sometimes that's what happens. Triggers. Okay, there are... What is this? Oh, this is the action we made that one time of creating a loop. Okay, go to page 99. Oh, it has the NFC. What's this? Sunday sunset. Oh, that's turning lights off. Old lights. I'm gonna delete that. Sunday at 4. Sunday. What? Okay. Clearly I was testing some things I don't need. Oh, this is handy. This is a handy one. This is, why do I have this as a action? There was a reason for it being a trigger. iPhone overlay on. So when, oh, it just sets a variable. I think I use it as a tally. But nothing in here looks like it would be changing the input. Okay, anyway. Are the cats anywhere near a stream deck? No, and they are locked out of Lily's office right now. Are you sure it isn't a side effect of you installing the ATEM software control? That would be very weird considering the ATEM software control is not currently running. It happened at 10:32 a.m. your time. Do you have a button companion with a long timer between actions? Maybe you pushed it by accident. Nothing that would be that long. Okay, anyway, software finally installed. So, Photoshop should theoretically now have the plugin installed, which is what we were trying to do. Come on, Photoshop. There we go. So, let's open... Yeah, what happened to the map TV? I don't know. Something went to sleep. Let's see if it's the Fire TV or the TV. I think it's the Fire Stick. But the Samsung screensaver is on now. Did the Samsung TV update and change how the screensaver works? Okay, after the stream, I'm moving my little box out so the remote actually works. Okay, anyway, back to this. Lovely little overlay situation. Now, export should have ATEM Switcher Media Pool. Great. So that wasn't there before because Photoshop auto-updated. But now I have that. So theoretically, I should be able to push this into That's not the right ATEM. What is the right ATEM? .1. No. I need to check here, apparently. There's an update. Interesting. 200.1. Okay, it is. So we're going to put it into slot 21. Export. Now we go back here. We should have it in 21. Let's see, is that true? Yes, it is. Interesting that this has something in it now. Weird. Okay. Let's bring that into Media Player 4. Then go to SuperSource 2. Art. Oh, I forgot. I needed to include the background in it. So I actually need to go and bring in my my RGB background, which is here. I should probably just get it from the original YouTube graphics, branding. Nope, YouTube branding. Very organized file system. And then let's bring that in. Hello. There we go. Make it big. And then we're going to have to do a little bit of masking on this. So what I want to do is delete that. So we're going to make a mask, invert that, invert that. There we go. We're going to do the same thing here. Delete that. And then this one's going to be fun. Let's just get a pen out and be very careful about clicking in the middle. I guess I could actually use the shape layer itself. Where are you? There you are. I can use that itself and then blank that out. Great. And now this whole thing is going to get slapped on top, and that way it looks like it has a background. So let's do this one more time. Export ATEM media pool. Replace SuperSource overlay. And great. There we are. SuperSource art has takes from Media Player 4, and it's in the foreground now. And it's pre-multiplied. That should work. So now, if I go over to SuperSource 2, hey, look at that, it worked. The Fire Stick did blank last week as well. You are correct. Very weird. Anyway, look at the beautiful SuperSource layout. Oh yeah, so full circle. The question is, aside from the ridiculousness of the tree and the flower, should I use this kind of thing for like the default view of the show? Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Should I use this kind of thing for the default layout of the show instead of trees are not visible under the white mouse pad? Or should I stick to my face full screen? I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. Let's see what's going on. Okay. We should wrap this up because we got to go build some Legos. That is the most beautiful SuperSource of all time. The TV going out is a time indication for the Lego build. Yes. How do you map buttons on the ATEM television studio to macros? Thought that was possible with a row of buttons above program button. How own doesn't work for anything. Map buttons on the television studio 4K 8 to macros. I don't think that's possible. The television studio 4K 8. I'm trying to get a shot of the top. Where are you? They don't give me a... I just want a picture of the top. Weird. I thought they're... Well, they do have the press images you can download. Switchers, ATEM, television studio, 4K 8. There's the top. No matter how much you organize, the downloads folder is always messy. It's true. I actually treat my... Okay, it just changed again. What is going on? And the... What? It just changed back. What? I didn't do that. Who's doing that? Graham says if I'm on my phone, I don't like the super source view. Okay, seriously, who is changing? Is there a macro running on that ATEM? ATEM SDI Pro ISO? No. No macros running. I'm so confused. What is going on? Mix effect is not connected to that ATEM. It's connected to the constellation. Companion should be connected. This is some high-class trolling. Yes, it is. I don't understand who's doing it or how. ATEM SDI, that is connected. That's fine. You didn't change your screen after layout, created and asked us which one to prefer. So I was, well, probably because I didn't see what was on air. So I was trying to show that. That is now routed into camera 2. Fine. On the streaming ATEM. What? Your pedal is a new thing. Could it be a dodgy connection there? There's only one button set up on the pedal, which is this, which is the hide chat button. Those buttons don't have any actions. But yeah, if I had something in that button, it could be doing it. I could be slipping on the pedal. That is so weird. Anyway, is Lily somehow interfering with things? She's not even home right now. What I was trying to do was show you the picture of this to see what buttons we have. Okay, we do have macro buttons. We have a macro button. I've never used this control panel. I'm not sure how the macro buttons work on this. Sorry, I can't help. Seriously, what is going on with the Wi-Fi password is password 1234. It is not. Okay, next thing, one who's controlling it, turn off all the lights. Yeah, if that happens, I will be very concerned. It's a 4ME mixer, so different mix effect is in the program. No, so what's happening is I have the 4ME ATEM, which is, this is the multi-view for it. And I see ME1 up here, and then all my companion buttons are changing what goes into ME1 up here. And that's all working fine. And I glance over here and I can see, you know, here it's showing me that camera. Here is, you can kind of see it tiny in there. It's the SuperSource 2 that we've been working on, right? So great, I do that. But then this view is the output of the ATEM that's actually streaming. This is the one that's streaming. I should be able to actually show you that somewhere on the stream. I don't have a button for it because I never need to show that. But it is sitting over here in... Where is it? I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. So this is the multi-view of the ATEM that's actually streaming. And you can see that right now camera 1 is on air, which is why we're in tunnel vision, because I've routed its multi-view back into itself. But occasionally what's been happening is camera 2 will go on air on this ATEM that is streaming. And when camera 2 goes on air, it's switching to the SuperSource layout because that's what's routed into the input of camera 2, which is very weird. Why that would be changing, because I am not pushing any buttons that would change it. So if I change the program input of the ATEM ISO that's streaming to camera 3, for example, then you can see it on the multi-view here. It's very small. But the yeah, so camera 3, camera 2 is the SuperSource. So I don't know why that's changing by itself. Anyway, we should probably switch to the post show. So you said a macro in the duet earlier. Yeah, but that wouldn't have anything to do with this. Cats. It's the only logical explanation. Answer to the macro button. The macro button will turn on the macro for the top row of buttons. Oh, okay. That's cool. Maybe there's a glitch in the new water heater. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, it's Lego time. Let's do that. I don't know what's going on. I personally feel like Gwen says, I personally feel like face full screen is switch to SuperSource as needed because it requires less concentration. I tend to focus a good bit on chat here, so concentration is more split when I'm working. Oh, that's an interesting point. That's a good tip. Okay. Turn on the map. I know, right? I need to get the problem is that the infrared receiver for the TV is not in a good spot. So the remote doesn't work. Unless I go back over here. Okay, I don't understand. The TV was on. I push the power button. And then it turns the TV off and goes into the art mode. So it's like a screensaver. It is a screensaver. It probably detected that there wasn't any changes in the image for a while. Because this is the Fire TV. No, this is the Samsung TV. Come on. Hate it. I need to fix. Well, we're going to do that. Companion module for the TV is the solution. I absolutely do not trust this smart TV to be controllable by a companion. But theoretically, it should be controllable from Home Assistant. Theoretically. I do have it connected. Oh, and it's showing me stuff in the logs, which is interesting. 1025 turned on, turned on. 1026 turned off. Turned off. Turn back on at 1045. So it does think that it's... Does this work? What is that? Oh, it did. It did. It turned it off. But I can't do anything useful with this. Wait, does this work? HDMI? It's not turning back on. If Home Assistant can't even deal with the TV, I don't trust Companion to deal with the TV. Really, I just want it to be a monitor, not a TV, but that's a different problem. It's not coming back on. Wow, well, today it was a fun disaster. We've just broken everything. Okay. MMHC, is the RØDECaster video better or ATEM Mini Extreme? What's your thoughts? It does depend on what you're trying to do. I have been enjoying the RØDECaster video more recently for when I'm doing trainings in Zoom. So I'm sharing mainly me on a green screen with a virtual background. The way that it works on the RØDECaster video is better than the ATEM, in my opinion, because it applies to the video like channel rather than treating it like a multiple step process. So just my camera feed is green screen and brought in as a single image already to switch to. And the other thing that I like about it is building the super source layouts, which we spent a lot of time talking about today in the ATEM, is I think actually a lot easier and more flexible in the RØDECaster, and you can save presets in the RØDECaster itself that you don't have to deal with all the companion stuff I was talking about. But for the ATEM Mini Extreme, if you need ISO recording, the ATEM Mini Extreme gives you the 8-channel ISO recording, whereas the RØDECaster does not have 8 channels, so that's a consideration. But yeah. Fun Disaster is a new name for these streams. Yeah, that is. What's the screen that's on behind you under the TV? Oh, that's the Director Mini. Director 1. Can't one of your Vision mixers or routers output run the TV instead of the Fire Stick? It is. That's what it is. So it's I actually have the ATEM routed to the TV, so I can change it between, and I do this all the time. Like when I'm recording a video, I will change it to show something else. Like, let me get this back on. Okay, now go to HDMI. Come on. Come on. I just wish I could get the TV to just go into HDMI mode when it turns on. But seriously, Samsung. So this is actually the output of the ATEM. So I can switch it between my computer screen. I can show the logo. I can show the Fire TV. I can show the Apple TV, which apparently is off right now. There it goes. I could show the iPad. I can show the output of the YoloBox, which is kind of fun. If I'm recording a video about something here, I can put the multi-view of it back there. It's very handy to be able to do that. So it's just that I use the Fire TV because that has a web browser in it, and the web browser is what shows the map if I actually do that correctly. There we go. Sony TVs are great with companion for us. We don't need to search or touch the remote. That sounds better than the Samsung TV. I've never had a Sony Smart TV. Is it time to test the UPS again? I need to replace this UPS. The battery in this one is toast. So no, we are not going to test that right now. Okay. Wow, we've been going way too long. So let's wrap this up and switch gears and open up this bag of Legos and build that. So we're going to test the new companion buttons I made to do the show transition. We still have... So we still have... Where are you? This is my sort of pre and post show. Buttons with all the like roll the credits and stuff, and then these are the new ones we just added. So we've got 72 viewers. I've got the start members only button and the end live Q&A button. So we'll see if those all work. So with that, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks to all of the channel members for your support. Thanks to our extreme supporters, Larry, Andre, Kevin, and Marcin. And thanks to all the other channel members. Your support is how we keep this channel running and how we keep having fun and getting up to trouble with all this gear. So always fun. And make sure you join the members Discord if you're not there yet. It's hope we don't have to switch off of Discord to something else, but for now we're in Discord and it's fun. So we chat there throughout the week, share updates, share your work, post links to your own videos, whatever. And yeah, we are going to try these new companion buttons. I'll let you know how it goes in the members show. So after this, we're going to wrap this up and go to the Lego build for all of these amazing people who are on the stream already. Yes, thanks to the shadow controller as well. Very, very strange. Very strange. We'll see how it goes in the next bit. And with that, thanks, and we'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.